Emily Rosa was an 11-year-old girl who lived with her mom in Colorado. As the 4th grade science fair was approaching, Emily was preparing her project, which involved sorting M&Ms by color. Getting distracted from her project, she noticed her mom was watching something strange on the TV. Her mom, who was a nurse, had put on a video that was showing a new therapy being used at the hospital called therapeutic touch. Without actually touching the patient, therapeutic touch practitioners were moving their hands across the patient's body in sweeping motions. They claimed to be able to sense the human energy field, and by moving their hands, they said they could change the energy field and help the patients heal. The video also said that thousands of practitioners had been trained worldwide, and the treatment could cost up to $75 an hour. Emily thought, can they really sense human energy? She decided to toss out her old idea for the science fair, eat the M&Ms, and test her new question instead. After doing some research on therapeutic touch, Emily became skeptical that there was energy around a person that could be felt without touch, much less that the energy could be manipulated to help someone heal. She predicted that therapeutic touch practitioners would not be able to sense the presence of a human hand near their hand if they couldn't see it. After Emily and her mom had found some therapeutic touch practitioners willing to be subjects in her project, she designed her experiment. Emily decided to sit at a table across from the subject so that she could hold her hand near theirs. However, she also set up a tall screen with 2 armholes between herself and the subject to prevent them from seeing which hand was being tested. She even used fabric around the holes to make sure they couldn't peek. Emily also wanted to make sure she chose which hand to test randomly, so she decided to flip a coin, which would indicate whether she should target the subject's right or left hand. After flipping the coin, she would then hover her hand a few inches above the subject's target hand, then ask the subject to indicate which hand felt human energy, right or left. She would then record whether their responses were right or wrong, so she could analyze the data later. Each subject was tested 10 times to generate plenty of data to analyze. Emily found that the subjects could correctly identify the location of her hand 70 out of 150 times. This didn't seem like much to her, but many practitioners thought that they passed the test as long as they were right some of the time. Emily got some help from grown-ups to use statistics to see if her tests were really significant. The statistical test revealed that the subjects detected Emily's hand about 44% of the time on average. This revealed that therapeutic touch practitioners couldn't do what they claimed even 50% of the time. They might as well have flipped a coin. Unfortunately, Emily Rosa did not win the science fair. Even though her experiment showed that therapeutic touch practitioners couldn't do what they claimed, many people didn't understand her experiment, and some people were even upset by her project. Some of her classmates had parents who were therapeutic touch practitioners, and they did not appreciate their claims being questioned. Emily was disappointed. She had debunked an entire alternative medicine, but few believed an 11-year-old girl could make a significant scientific discovery. Emily didn't get the recognition she deserved from her school's science fair, but it didn't take long for word to get out about Emily Rosa and her experiment. Soon after the science fair, Emily started getting calls from reporters to do interviews about her project. Before she knew it, she had been interviewed by dozens of national TV stations, radio stations, and magazines. 2 years after the science fair, Emily's findings were published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, making Emily the youngest person to be published in a scientific publication. Emily became an international media sensation, and she finally got the recognition she deserved. Since then, Emily has continued to grow as a scientist and encourage kids everywhere to ask questions about the weird things grown-ups do and use science to find the answers.